welcome back to our channel Walk and Talk with Jesus. This is Soumya. I trust you're all doing well. I hope and believe that you enjoyed all the series of acting in faith. Today, I want to give a break on that. We can go back on acting in faith because that is something that we need to do every day in our life. We have to act in faith. But right now, it's already summer here, and from last couple of years, I started doing gardening in my backyard, and Lord has been teaching so many amazing lessons and things in that backyard. Whenever I pray before I go there, to speak to me in a new way and teach me something from the work that I'm doing in there, Lord was always gracious. Holy Spirit always came to me and I spoke something new, and then renewing, refreshing all the time. And I personally love gardening, and I love to see the plants to grow. There are so many things that Lord has been teaching me, so I want to bring all of them before you one by one, every week. While He's speaking to me, I want to just record them. So we are going to begin a series called Gardening with Jesus from now on, so we can learn many more things from Him. So there are so many things that can resemble with our spiritual life to our, the life that when we do gardening. So the first thing that we need to do before we sow the seeds or plant the plants or whatever, the first thing that we need to do is prepare the soil. And I can show you the pictures how the soil looked like, or the place that I wanted to put the seeds on, or start the gardening on, how it looked like before and how much effort I had to put on it, and all that kind of stuff. I'll show you the before and after pictures. So when I was doing this, as usual, I started asking the Lord to teach me something. And when I was preparing the soil, when I was pulling those weeds, I have to pull the weeds, I have to turn the soil, and I have to put needed compost or whatever, organic stuff in the soil, and turn the soil and prepare the soil for at least a couple of months before I put the seeds in. So all the compost or all the organic matter that I'm putting in there will decompose and turn into good nutrients and a good manure for the plants that are to grow in that land. So the first thing, when I was preparing the soil, Lord was asking, and we all know that there are so many things in the Bible that talks about gardening, and also about the person who sows the seeds, and there are so many examples. There are also parables in the Bible that Jesus spoke about. So when I was preparing the soil, He was saying that this is how you need to prepare your spiritual life as well. There are weeds that needs to be taken off. We have to turn the soil, for the soil to be loosened, and if there are any stones or rocks, we have to take them off. So the seed, if whatever seed we are planting on the rock, if we are planting on the rock, there is high possibility that it will not germinate. So the first thing that Lord spoke to me about gardening is, you have to prepare your soil as well. And we might be thinking that, okay, I'm already saved and I'm done, I'm already saved and this is done for my whole life. But every time we do the gardening, we have to turn the soil. The same way, we also might think that if we are plucking up the weeds once, if we are pulling the weeds once, they'll not come back again. But that's not true. The weeds will come back again and again and again, but gradually they will decrease. But to start with, there will be so many weeds that we need to pull, and after a week you will see weeds again, after a week you will see weeds again, after a week you will see weeds again. And this is ongoing process that we have to keep pulling the weeds for our good plants to grow well. The same way in our lives, there are weeds. You might be thinking that, oh, I'm already cleansed right now, I've got baptized right now, I'm filled with Holy Spirit right now, so I don't have to cleanse myself anymore. No, that's not true, friends. As the weeds are coming back, and as we have to pull the weeds and keep pulling them again and again, and it's a process, that's how we need to pull the weeds in our spiritual life too. Whatever that weed could be, your anger, your jealousy, or depression, or anything that is coming or going against the Lord or the will of the God, all those things are considered as weeds, and we have to keep pulling them. And do not be discouraged. Once you pull the weed, if it's coming back, we can be discouraged. That's the nature, that's the habit of the weed, and that will come back, and we have to, I got used to it, that okay, the weeds are gonna come back and I have to pull it back. The same way, if you are saying no to something in your life that is hurting the Lord, or that is hurting your spiritual life, and if you go back to that habit again, or if you or if those roots are pulling you back again, do not feel bad, or do not feel pressured, because Lord understands, and this is ongoing process. It will happen again and again, but it's okay. It's gonna gradually decrease. It's not an overnight thing. If after I turn the soil, if after I put the seed, if I ask the Lord to bless it with the fruit the next day, that's not gonna happen. It have to go through a process. The same way, while we are pulling the weeds from our lives, on our spiritual lives, it's a process. You will pull the weeds, and you might see that same weed again, and pull it back again, and Lord will give you that strength. So that's what He was teaching me the first day when I was pulling the weeds. He's like, do not feel discouraged when these weeds come back. It's okay, just pull them back again. And yes, there are some sprays that we can spray on the weeds, but we have to be real careful when we are spraying this on the land where we are trying to make our garden, because that could be harmful to plants too. So while we are judging ourselves, we have to be real careful. We could be real hard on ourselves sometimes, and then that could also affect our spiritual life. So we have to be really careful on how we are treating ourselves as well, because Lord says that love your neighbor as you love yourself, which we forget most of the time, that we will love our neighbors but we don't love ourselves. But how can you love your neighbor without loving yourself as you love yourself? That makes sense, right? So yes, we have to love ourselves. We shouldn't be hard on ourselves. And we can just give that opportunity to the Lord and ask Him to help us to pull these weights all the time. So this is the first lesson that Lord had taught me from gardening. So there are so many lessons that are coming in future. Please stay tuned, and I hope and pray that this will encourage you while you're trying to pull the weeds from your spiritual life, and you'll be the weed-free garden as well for the Lord, and be fruitful for Him. So please comment down below how this is encouraging you, and if you are doing any gardenings, please put the pictures down, or post your comments down there, so we will be encouraged too. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and click on that bell button, so you'll be notified whenever we upload our new videos. Also, please like the video if you liked it, and share it with your friends so they can be blessed as well. Thank you, and you have a blessed day. Bye bye.